Yeah, right now he's probably doing this. Last day of McGraw's vacation. He'll be back on Monday. John Carney filling in. Brought some of our friends from the afternoon show. Just so you know what you're missing. One of those, Tom O'Keefe, our movie man, reviewstl.com, where you can find him. Also his show on iTunes, Real Spoilers. And he joins us now. Hello, Tom O'Keefe.
I didn't realize I was officially a friend.
Is that what I said?
That you did.
I misspoke.
It was a Freudian slip.
Sorry. My bad. Well, I thought I'd wear one. It is Valentine's Day.
Well, if it's a good Valentine's Day, you wouldn't be wearing one.
And it's kind of cozy.
Or
I have it on now, but it'll be off like a prom dress.
Be hiked around your head shortly.
Okay, what does this have to do with film?
I don't know. You started it. You went down this smutty road.
All right, can we start again? The music. Da, 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 da. All right, so off to the movies. Last week, we got the Lego movie, and as predicted, it's done very well. It's gotten great word of mouth. You loved it.
It was amazing.
I think we're going to, for Valentine's Day, we're picking up the boys from school, and we're taking the boys to go see a matinee of it today.
You're taking in a matinee.
Yep, with the boys.
I think you will like it.
It'll be pretty romantic. They're watching that while the wife and I are making out right next to them. That ought to scar them emotionally forever.
Well, at least you're making out with your wife.
What was the other thing last week that came out that you weren't so thrilled about?
I don't know. I think I've already erased it from my memory.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. All right, so this week, are they giving us anything any better? Or?
Well, we have Robocop and we have Endless Love. So one of them stars a lifeless, monotone automaton, and the other one is Robocop.
Oh!
Zing!
Hello, everybody. Endless Love opening on Valentine's Day. It's going to make a ton of money just for that.
Not if there's a God in heaven.
No, there isn't. So, okay, let's start with that because you know my feelings about movies you hate.
Endless Love.
You just have that little sparkle in your eye.
There is certainly truth in advertising. The key word is endless.
Okay.
Yeah, it just doesn't stop. It's
a real life story of Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder playing tennis. No? Anybody?
Oh, goodness.
Come on.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty
right out of my joke book. Somebody.
That's the beauty of remakes. Is he gets to recycle 30-year-old jokes.
I don't even think this is on.
Oh goodness.
All right, so
it's a remake.
Apparently, you went to a movie.
Yes, it's the Brooke Shields movie from the 80s.
No,
yes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Ugh, why?
I don't know.
Okay.
And I was asking myself the same thing throughout the whole movie.
Okay.
It's just a cliched, riddled, awful. If Nicholas Sparks and Taylor Swift had a baby, and that baby directed herbal tea commercials and tampon commercials, those commercials could be strung together to create this movie in its entirety.
How long did that analogy take in your little workshop in your mind?
I'm just wired that way. It's sad.
I drink herbal tea.
Well, you know the commercials of which I speak. The hazy focused, and everyone's got drinking the coffee with the tea with two hands, right? And the big fuzzy sweater, and it's in
those Maxwell House moments.
Yeah, that's what this is, man.
Not worth
only
seeing.
For like 13-year-olds. It's awful. It's and like it's not awful just because it's for 13-year-olds. I always point to a movie that I'm certainly not the demo for, but I actually thought was really good, which was the first Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Right.
I thought that was a really good movie, especially for the demo it was targeted to. I enjoyed it. This is not that. This is awful, and it's just it's the sort of movie where the main character graduates from high school in one scene and loses her virginity in the next scene in front of a roaring fire.
What's wrong with that?
It's June. You just graduated from high school. What? I mean, I get that it's a very romantical image, and you want to look at this sweet, but it would be 140 degrees in that room.
See, you
it's June.
Overthink these things.
No, I'm not overthinking the fact that she just was wearing a cap and gown, and now it's crumpled in a ball on the floor next to a roaring fireplace. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Could be one of those northern fronts that came in.
No.
It's possible.
No, I think there was a southern front that came in, but
any redeeming qualities to this film at all? Some nudity or something?
No.
No, it's geared for 13-year-olds. I hope not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it's officially geared for 13-year-olds.
Chase scenes, killings, anything?
Sadly, no. It was, it's just a brutal, awful movie.
And who's in this?
Well, Robert Patrick is probably the biggest name, and then what's his name? Alex Pettifor or whatever. He was one of the strippers in Magic Mike.
Okay.
I think he was the stripper number 2.
All right, so Endless Love.
He was the main stripper that wasn't Channing Tatum.
Opening nationwide today and should be on DVD by Tuesday.
Yeah, it's
safe to say?
Yeah, I think so. It was not good at all.
All right. We get time to jump into another one, or I got a break first? All right. Boss here says we can do another one.
Oh, how nice of him.
Robocop. Is this the third remake or the second remake? The first one had a sequel.
The first one had 2 sequels.
All right. So this is
Robocop 2 and 3. I could see how that could confuse you.
This is the 4th Robocop.
And then there was a television show that aired in first-run syndication.
Okay.
And then there was actually a Saturday morning cartoon.
With Brooke Shields.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. That was the other movie, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So why did they remake this?
Money? Why do they make anything?
Why didn't they just make a Robocop 4?
Well, because they got to reboot it now. The kids, they don't remember the RoboCop, so they gotta reboot it.
All right, for those of us, and I saw it. It's just been a long time. It's about a cop made of liquid that keeps.
No, that's Terminator 2, where he was made of the liquid metal.
Well, then why don't you just set it all up again? Because I don't know what you're. I don't even know who you are.
You're not even listening.
I was up at 3.
He hasn't had his headphones on this entire segment.
What?
Huh? So, it takes place in the not too distant future in Detroit, and a police officer is wounded in the line of duty. Would kill him normally, but they have this new device that they can put him in, and he can take to the streets as Robocop.
Okay.
And that's essentially the premise of the first one. They don't go too far afoul from that core idea. But the problem is that America isn't sure that they're ready for Robocops to be roaming the streets, because you want that human element, because how else you can't bribe a Robocop?
Right.
So
can't give him a donut.
Right. So so there's all
WD-40.
There's all this controversy about whether or not they should even allow these things. And so they have ones that are completely robotic. This is the compromise, is they'll put this guy in the suit and they'll see if this works. So that
okay.
And
I am bored to tears, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know if the movie would change your mind drastically. It's not an awful movie by any stretch of the imagination. It's not Endless Love. But it just, for a movie about a RoboCop, it should be a little bit more fun, and it just never really gets fun. That was my complaint. Like, the first RoboCop was a lot of fun. It was like this weird dark comedy, and they just had this really kind of twisted sense of humor, and it was R-rated, so when it got violent, it really got violent. And this one is PG-13, so it doesn't. When it gets violent, it's more just like a first-person shooter game. In fact, most of those are probably more violent. And so it's just not what you go to a movie like RoboCop for. And so it's not an awful movie. It's just kind of bland and not as fun as I thought it would have been. And it doesn't really have, like, the first RoboCop had 2 really good, juicy, over-the-top, almost melodrama-type villains. And I mean that in a good way. This one tries to play it a little bit more grounded in reality, as much as a RoboCop movie can be grounded in reality. But like, once you accept the essential premise of RoboCops, it plays it pretty straight. But because of that, you have Michael Keaton, who's good. You have Gary Oldman, who's good. But they never really rise to the level of, like, true villains until, like, maybe the last couple minutes. And so you don't really get the fun of rooting against somebody and wondering what's going to happen with RoboCop. And it's just,
They leave it wide open to do another sequel there.
Oh, absolutely. They're hoping this thing becomes a franchise.
All right, Tom O'Keefe is here. Hang on. We'll get to a movie that you haven't seen, that you probably should have. And to recap, Endless Love is endless, and RoboCop is a better choice. Maybe not a Valentine's movie, but both of those opening nationwide. All right, it is 9:33. I don't know who's picking our love songs for today. but I'm guessing it's probably one of you guys who's never seen a woman naked.
I feel like I still work at The Rock.
Just going out on a limb here. John Carney in for McGraw-Millhaven. He'll be back on Monday. That's Tom O'Keefe over there, our movie man, that we brought to mornings just to share him with you to see if maybe it'd be funnier, more interesting early. And
So far, no.
about the same results that the station is getting from plugging me in
Yeah.
this hour. All right, so Endless Love is out and on all levels. Don't.
Yeah.
Avoid it at all costs. Robocop the remake, I don't know, maybe drop the teenage kids off to see
Yeah,
it.
it's not. Honestly, I enjoyed it well enough while I was watching it, but I can't ever imagine being like, let's put in the Robocop remake.
And the thing I want to ask you about here in a bit, and we do that regularly in our afternoon show, and it's a lot of fun, and we like to squeeze it in here too, and that is the movies that we haven't seen, but we should have. And you've actually turned us on to some pretty good ones.
I try.
So what have you?
Well, I thought I would give you a nice Valentine's Day selection
Oh, look at you.
because I'm all about the love.
Oh, look. Some M&Ms.
What?
Some M&Ms, like some peanut M&Ms.
I don't understand the connection between that and
You were
love.
bringing me a Valentine's Day gift.
Oh.
Chocolates. I'm hungry.
Oh, like if you equate Valentine's Day and love with M&Ms, I really feel sorry for your wife.
Only green ones.
Even more so.
Only we don't know what I do with them.
I don't think I want to after this.
It's a trick I learned from a girl in Mexico with a ping pong ball.
It was Tijuana.
You know, I just want to do a little movie review for the whole family here. This could have been so great.
I think this conversation is more about blue M&Ms.
All right. Before we have security remove you from the building, do you want to tell us about a movie that we should
Me?
see?
You're the one making ping pong ball jokes.
Wasn't a joke the way she did it. Come on. Stop it. Get on with it.
Are you ready?
Yes.
This is a movie that came out actually just last year, and so I might even be at your Red Box.
I beg your pardon?
Yes.
I'm trying to clean this up here. You're not helping.
Well, they put the Red Boxes at the Walgreens so you can go get a salve.
Okay.
Nice ointment.
All right, then.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, it's from
Didn't
2000.
take this long to make this movie,
I
whatever
know.
it is.
It's from 2013. It's called About Time.
Oh.
Do you remember talking about this movie?
Not heard a thing about it ever.
We did a whole segment on it.
I was sick that week.
Yes, but you were still here.
I had a case of blue M&Ms.
Ah,
I had to take the day off.
Blue M&Ms. I barely knew them. What? So About Time.
Yes, it is.
It's a British romantic comedy, and it's from the director of Love Actually, and the ladies love Love Actually. So but it's a time travel movie, but not like a big sci-fi movie. I don't think there's any special effects in the entire thing. And this guy discovers at the age of 21 that he can travel through time, and it's a family secret. All the men in his family can travel through time, and his father reveals the secret to him on his 21st birthday and teaches him the secret of how to travel through time. And then he basically uses this to woo the woman he loves, and it's a very touching. It's kind of sappy, but it works, and a love story about this guy and his wife and how he tries to win her over and keep her, and uses this time traveling ability and the problems it causes. And it's not really a sci-fi movie, even though it's got a time travel element. And it's a sweet, touching movie, and I think it's a really good one if you're looking for something for Valentine's Day that's maybe a little bit lesser known.
About Time.
About Time,
All right, so
which
there
is
you
what
go.
people say every time the segment ends.
There's a tip, and it hasn't ended just yet. I read
Oh, it's Valentine's Day. You should use more than the tip.
I
What?
read two things that I wanted to share with you.
Yes.
One about the Lego movie that was kind of interesting.
Okay.
You know, real Legos were used to make the movie,
For parts of it.
right?
Yeah.
Do you know how many they used?
4 million?
Did you see this?
No, what?
Well, because you're so close, it's terrifying.
I counted.
3,000,000.
I'm like Rain Man when it comes to Legos.
863,484.
Oh, I was really close.
You were really
I should
close.
do one of those jelly bean jar contests.
You should do anything besides radio.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Also, I read the list. I'm always interested in this. The presenters at the Academy Awards
Yes,
are given a basket for being a presenter.
correct.
And it's like $2,500 watches and Craftmatic beds.
I think they started taxing those.
And trips.
They the IRS stepped in and started taxing those as income because those gift baskets at the Oscars are worth so much money.
Did you realize that people that don't win an Oscar, if you're a nominee and you don't win, you still get a basket?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that.
I didn't know that, and I just got a list of what the basket is for this year. And if you're up for an Oscar and you lose, they give you this gift basket, and it's worth $55,000.
Yeah. I was gonna say, last I heard, they were worth like $40,000 or $50,000. Yeah.
A Walk Japan tour of Japan, which is probably the best place to do one of those, $15,000. Best of Vegas tour, worth $9,000. $6,000 worth of Halo natural pet food.
Oh, my son loves Halo. Oh wait, that's different.
A Steamist home spa system, worth $2,650. A $500 house call from a nutritionalist. Huh? And a $500 art print worth $1,000. Plus trips to Mexico.
$500 thing worth $1,000.
An art print worth $1,000. Trips to Mexico, Hawaii, handbags, jewelry, shoes, even vodka. It's a really long list, but that's all we have time for.
But they're doing that in the hopes that people like you read about them, or somebody sees a celebrity doing that, and then they sell a bunch more.
Before you get too excited, they cut it off at like actors and directors.
Yeah.
Like if you're up for best sound editing and you lose,
Not so much.
you don't even get like a handshake.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You get a Laurel and Hardy handshake.
Yes, indeed. Tom O'Keefe, reviewstl.com. Next week, we'll go to our regularly scheduled bat time and channel.
Okay.
And thanks to you, I will not walk into Endless Love this weekend or any time ever.
Nor should you.
Right. ReviewSTL.com, and also Real Spoilers, which can be downloaded for free on iTunes. And this week, you're tackling...
We're tackling Robocop.
Okay. You didn't go after Endless Love, huh?
No, we did not.
That's
So
too bad.
we're doing Robocop, and it's out there for you.
Thanks for making time.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you, buddy. Happy Valentine's Day to you and the betrothed. It is 9:47. Quick break. Back in a moment. It's the McGraw Show on the Big 550 KTR.